Scrub a dub dub, what's in the tub, what's going on? CCL people, we are here, and I say we because we are here with Vsing HP.
Hello. How are Mo?
I think they're doing pretty good, Vsing, because they're here with us. We're going to lead them on the magical journey of the power rankings, so you'll know who is 16 and who is number 1, and maybe the people in between if we have the time, but you know.
I might pass out like when we reach number 7. ASB making me record at like 18 a.m.
That's not true. Actually, Vsing has like 15 DMs that are, well, actually no text messages, but still. Yeah, I have like 15 text messages of Vsing saying, hey, we got to record. Are you ready to record? Are you ready to record?
And who's the one that kept putting it off?
You!
It was not
Whose
me.
pooter died? You.
As soon as you got home today, I was like, yo, we can record now. And you're like, no.
Yeah, because
because
the first thing that everybody wants to do after they worked in 80-degree heat in a shack with just a box fan for air conditioning
still a fan.
is retort.
Yeah, dude.
No. I got some food. We're ready, all right? So we are here with young number 16, who is Pachi YT, the head coach of the Las Vegas Victinis. And you guys will notice that Daniel is not in his usual place of 16. And we will talk more about that later, but Zach was actually moved down from 14 to 16 this week. And that is because Pachi actually caught the young work from Ben this week, the head coach of the Ottawa Oshawotts. And it was a 5-0, correct?
It was a 5-0. He caught the body.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the first body that Zach has caught.
No, it's not the first body that. Well,
will it be the last though? Probably not.
I think he still faces Kendra again.
Hello.
Or he faces Kendra like later in the season, I think.
And why? Wait, no. Has that happened yet?
I think he already faced Wyatt.
Yet.
Oh, he hasn't faced Wyatt?
Nope.
Oh, that's
not
gonna be great.
Yet.
That's gonna be great. How are you gonna get through Clefable Mega Aggrons, Zach? How?
Hey, he has Lando, man.
Okay.
Calm Mind Lando with Earth Power and Sludge Wave? Time.
Okay. But yeah, Zach basically is only has one win, and most of his losses are pretty huge gaps with 5-0s and 4-0s and kind of big gaps. And his only win is over the previously for what 7 weeks if you include the preseason power rankings of Daniel. So that's not really like much justification to your like being any higher than 16. And that's basically why Zach's at 16.
That, and he also sticks to one tactic, it seems. He doesn't change up his game plan much, or at least not in the last 3 or 4 rounds, I'd say.
Yeah, I'll try.
Against me, you, I think, and Ben. No, he didn't bring it against you.
He wasn't able to implement it if he did.
Whether there was been at least 3 times separately where he's brought a full-on Trick Room team, including things like Iron Ball Lando, which is ridiculous. Like, stop that. But yeah, and it's never worked out for him other than once, and that was against Daniel. But fair enough, it worked once for him. Doesn't mean you have to beat the same dead horse. If it fails again and people know it's coming, they prep for it like I did. And Ben played around it. I understand the logic of Zach wanting to bring Trick Room against Ben because Kendra used that to her advantage. Ben, new to this meta, doesn't know kind of gimmicky teams like Trick Room yet, but he seems to have learned from his mistakes against Kendra and punished Zach for trying it again.
Yeah, and to be completely honest, looking at Zach's draft, his draft is actually quite quick, and in comparison to Ben's draft, which has a little bit more bulk, his draft is actually even slower than Pachi, so I think Trick Room actually works even less so.
Well, yeah, because Zach has what? Mega Lopunny, Crobat, Zoroark, Lando T, like quite fast stuff. Go, fast as hell.
Molga, it's faster than Tangrowth.
I don't think it is.
Is Go-Go actually slower than Tangrowth?
Maybe.
I don't think it is. I think Tangrowth is like base like 60 and I think Go-Go is like base like 70. I want to say.
Okay, but still, the point remains that Ben's draft overall is kind of I wouldn't call it slow, but it's speedy bulk.
Yeah.
Like, things like it's all around the base 100s. He doesn't really have that really super duper fast mon. Thunderous, that in Mega Absol, that's about it.
Yeah, and then Scarf Darmanitan, I guess, but like realistically, Darmanitan is like such a isn't that like against Pachi's team he has Linjo T. Yeah, he does have a Persian. But like Persian isn't like an OU mon, so realistically it's more of a matchup problem than a problem mon, to be completely honest.
I see what you're saying.
Because like there's a difference between like say Excadrill, which is like an OU mon like problem, and then like Caracosta, which is like setup sweep end game type of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah. Basically Pachi, this week you go against Wyatt this week, and you basically either have to put up or shut up. If you get wrecked this week, you're gonna stay down at 16 probably for a good while, just because people are gonna be kind of advancing past you with only one win against a person who was previously at number 16. It's gonna be real hard for you to move up without any more wins.
You gotta prove us wrong, Zach.
But yeah, moving on from 16, we move on to 15, which is your boy Grids, the head coach of the Petalburg Pikachus.
Hey, you got it right this week.
I did get it right this week. Last week,
you want a cookie?
Yeah, I do actually. But yeah, Grids is actually ranked a little bit. Well, actually, I think he's in the same place, right? Yeah, he's still at 15.
Yeah, he's still in the same place.
But he is ranked above Pachi despite having the exact same record, because he actually did pretty well this week against Kendra. And Vsing, would you like to talk more on that?
Well, yeah, he's above Zach because arguably they faced similar level opponents in Ben and Kendra, but Zach fared a lot worse than Grids did. Grids had a tactic against Kendra, which was, I believe, send in the Fletchinder. It's Fletchinder, right?
Yeah, Fletchinder.
Fletchinder. Set up a Tailwind and go in with Crocodile, because nothing on Kendra's draft really likes Manded Crocodile. So, and he did that, and it paid off a little bit. He took down some mons, and he swapped around stuff like the Sylveon and the Victini, and he played well. He's learning and adapting, and he's getting better. He's actually showing improvement. Like, if this was round 1 or 2 Grids, he would have caught the body from Kendra, but he's learned, and he's actually taking time and putting effort into his teams and his battles now. I think I sat in and listened to this battle when it happened, and I could hear him thinking about the moves, and he wasn't just clicking buttons. He was like, okay, she's in with this, she's gonna click that, so I need to go out to this to resist it. Like, he was actually thinking moves through, and that's not something he was doing. And it's building up his confidence, so I have faith in Grids that he will do well in the future.
Yeah. It's good to see Grids going back to his old form of when he used to battle with us just for fun, like regular thing, because I feel when he gets to league format, Grids really gets nervous and gets down in the dumps. But like just hear him come back to like even just a competitive mindset where he's thinking turns ahead and playing the chess match a bit is really good for him, and I'm really proud of him.
Yeah, I am too. We just can't move you up higher yet, just because
you have to win.
You have to win. Like, yes, you're doing better, but you still have to get those wins.
All right. Well, probably the person that I am proudest of probably this week is going to be at number 14, just above Grids, which is Daniel, the head coach of the Laverton Leafeons.
Yeah, you want to explain why Daniel moved up 2 places?
Well, Daniel was reigning at number 16. He just loved his placement at number 16, and then he had to go and beat Lee. And 7 Ryujin,
the Cherry Grove Charizards.
Yeah, head coach of the Cherry Grove Charizards, who was previously ranked number 5 in our league, and even before that, ranked number 4, number 3. Lee was not ready for a crit. Was it Stone Edge or Rock Blast, or it was from the Crust?
It was a crit Poison Jab.
Was it Poison Jab? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Well, Shell Smash and then like crit. Yeah, that basically ended up sealing it, because oddly enough, if you look at the scariest draft in my opinion in this league and leagues draft with like enforcers, Crustle is low key a hella counter to like his entire draft because like Zapdos can catch a like Rock Blast, Rock Wrecker, Mega Alakazam can catch an X Scissor after Shell Smash, Earthquake or like whatever to Tyranitar.
Well, that can catch an X Scissor too.
That's true. And like, yeah, Haxorus I guess takes like a couple hit, like may take one hit, but it's not super bulky. And then
it's not taking a +2 Stone Edge.
Yeah, to be honest. And then like there was a crit on the Slurpuff anyway. I guess Cofagrigus was probably Lee's best matchup there, but like you can't rely completely on that when you have a Shell Smash Mon out there.
Basically, Daniel took advantage of the crit and swept with the fucking, what's it called, Crustle.
Yeah, we take those, I guess.
Yeah, he takes those, but he did beat one of the top 5 players in this league, so we couldn't leave him down there. Even though it was because of a crit, he still won.
Yeah, I mean, like that's how Pokemon is played. Like anybody can win any day because of a crit or a paralysis or a freeze or something like that. But you just have to take those. Like I always say, you know, you force your opponent to make the mistake, or you just get the roll, and that's how you kind of play the game. You play as much skillful as you can, but you gotta hope for the RNG sometimes. All right. Well, moving on to the next placement from Daniel, who has moved up. I'm so proud of you, Daniel. You gave Lee of all people the work, even though you know it kind of ended up being like crit. But I mean, like you won. You did like we told you every week. If you win, you will move up. You won. You moved up. Congratulations.
He made us very proud.
Yeah. But moving on to the next person at number 13 is Marty, the head coach of the Warnsveld Weezings. And Vsing, would you like to talk about why Marty is at 13?
I think he caught the work this week.
Yeah, he moved down from 11 to 13 this week, and he caught the young work from Wyatt this week, a nice 5-0.
Yeah, basically Marty couldn't get through the God Core. That was it.
Yeah, like then you have Clefable, Mega Aggron.
And Goodra.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that was pretty much it. He got 5-0'd by the God Core, and there's not much else to say about that. After coming off a great week for Marty, where he did beat Ben, he just kind of has to fall back a bit because he got put back in his spot by Wyatt there, coach of the Azalea Aggrons, who's... I will get to Wyatt later, but yeah.
Yeah, Wyatt's making some ripples in our pool. That is the small, I don't know, the CCL, the small CCL of our 16 players.
But Marty is doing well. He does have 2 victories, I believe, under his belt so far. So he's not bottom of the barrel, but there is still situations where if he's nervous, he does choke a lot. He was aware that Wyatt is a superior battler to him, so he just kind of succumbed to the pressure. It was very similar to when he battled me. Like, he didn't give himself any much of a chance. Yeah. Even though you brought that fucking Blastburn, fucking Blaziken, scared the shit out of me.
Why did that do so much? That did way too much. I want you to know when I recorded that shit did 70%. I was like, what? Hello? Exactly. That's resisted.
But anyway, Marty, do what you were doing against Ben, and who's the other person he beat? I can't remember.
Let me see.
Lee? Was it Lee? No, it wasn't.
No,
Lee.
He was close with Lee though. Like it was a 1-0. I think he beat Daniel.
Yeah, he did beat Daniel.
Is it Daniel? Yeah.
Yeah, he swept with Volcarona twice. So we need that Marty back. Don't be catching bodies from Wyatt in the Azalea Aggrons.
So I believe bring Volcarona every week.
Basically, it's a threat. Up next, who does Marty face?
Marty next week faces your boy Grids. Okay. Like right around his placement. So this is kind of gonna decide like where those two kind of sit in their placements. Grids can move up if he uses his confidence to kind of go into the next week. Or Marty could even move up back into the placement where he was at 11, I think, previously. Yeah.
So we'll find out. They're 2 evenly balanced players, so we'll find out who stands where. But we're gonna move on to number 12 now, right?
Yeah, number 12 is your boy Max, aka Fuchsia, the head coach of the Wellington Wormadams. And sorry for ranking you at number 14, but you're not that far off from 14 right now, are you? At number 12.
That's kind of rude. I want a sincere, genuine apology.
That was a sincere, genuine
No, it
apology.
wasn't. That was sarcastic as hell.
But either way, Max caught the young 3-0 from Demon, who I'm very proud of Demon for winning this week. But
Well,
yeah.
it was technically a forfeit.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we take those.
He took those. Yeah, Max is dealing with a lot of school and IRL stuff, and he had to forfeit this week because by the time him and Demon could battle, it would have been like hella late, and Max didn't feel he could do it, so he just voluntarily gave the forfeit. There was no pressure from us or anything. He voluntarily contacted us all and said, I would like to forfeit to Demon. So Demon takes those.
Yeah.
But that is the second time Max has had to forfeit due to IRL stuff, and because of that we can't like keep him at the same place or even move him up. He does have to take the L here and move down the rankings. He's still not near the bottom because he does have, I think, 3 victories under his belt.
Yeah, that's true.
So he's not like Daniel or Zach where he's only got 1 victory, but Max needs to come back and be the Max from the first few rounds because he went undefeated for a few weeks, didn't he?
I think the first 2 weeks or so.
First 2 or 3, yeah, he put in really strong performances. So we need that Max back because we know you can do it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's basically all we can say about that. Yeah. Moving on to number 11, we have Hakim, the head coach of the Pasadena Palpitoads.
Pasadena Palpitoads.
As we sing a favor. But yeah, Hakim actually faced Trent this week.
Yes, he did.
Didn't really go that well for him. He caught a 5-0, which, I mean, from an AIDS team to Hakim's team, which is kind of a random generation of mods that he likes.
I want you to know, if Hakim had the fucking Mega Bracelet, he could have won that battle.
Yeah, with Mega Diancie.
Mega Diancie runs through the fucking Trent's thing.
Yeah, it runs through 90% of his team, I guess.
It does.
Thinking about it, because, like, hold on. Like, Mega Altaria, catch a Diamond Storm.
Moonblast.
Or Moonblast, regardless, either way. Cresselia, anything like Diamond Storm, Moonblast, just hella damage.
HP Fire for Skarm.
HP, yeah, Fire for Skarm.
Diamond Storm Slow King. Diamond Storm the Thing. Moonblast the Mienshao. Moonblast the Cradily. Moonblast the Braviary. Moonblast the Houndoom or Diamond Storm it. Moonblast the Golurk. Kangaskhan is meh.
Is he gonna bring Kangaskhan realistically as a Diancie counter? Probably not.
No.
Roselia is
Psyshock the Roselia.
Psyshock the shit out of that. So yeah, like end game sweeping with that, especially since it's base 115 speed after the Mega Evolution.
Yep.
Yeah. Hakim, get your bracelet.
Like literally, you could have won so many battles if you had your bracelet.
Yeah.
And I get that you're busy with work and don't have the time to play through the game, but I don't know, work something out, man. Mega Diancie's a savage, and we want you to use it to its fullest. And Ace here knows better than anyone how savage Mega Diancie is.
I love Mega Diancie. Last season, it took me to the championship. Just like
didn't win you the championship.
It didn't win me the championship. That's why we have alterations on my team.
That's why you need to prep better for berries.
Hello.
Nigga, you lost because of a berry.
Not this week.
No, the championship last season.
I guess.
Tangaberry Tangrowth blew your Durant back.
Because that was the only play that made the difference, right? Okay. That's what I thought.
It was.
It wasn't the only play that made a difference. But either way, we will move on from Hakim, who basically it just needs his Mega Bracelet, to be honest, to move up. Because, like, he's doing well with... Well, he got a 5-0, so he didn't do that well. But he's doing well despite not having full... Like, basically a realistic team that is meant for League format and not having a Mega Pokemon that everybody else has. But, yeah, just... Like, as soon as Hakim takes it, I guess, a little more serious and is able to get his Mega Bracelet, he'll move up, and if he wins.
Mm-hmm. So who have we got at number 10? We're in the top 10 now.
At number 10, we have Young Demon, who is kind of ascending to the placement where we really felt he should be, to be completely honest. Demon basically took the 3-0 this week for the forfeit, but I still think that, in my opinion, I think Demon would have still beaten Max. I think that Demon's team gives Max's team a lot of problems. If you look at the matchup, Staraptor is one problem for Demon's team, but Demon does have a lot of pretty good answers for that, especially Wobbuffet. Also has
Wobbuffet, Mawile, and Tarkle.
And Gliscor.
Nah.
Well, like,
He gets 2-shot.
Protect.
Hello.
Toxic protects.
I don't think Demon's ever ran that once on the Gliscor.
He could.
This season.
I'm just saying, like, there's a possibility he could.
I doubt it.
Okay.
He's never going to. He hates that set.
I mean, but it works. He does the job.
Nah. I know he likes his Scarf Gliscor.
That's fair. Well, the Scarf guy, Gliscor still, like, rock slides Staraptor.
Speed tie.
Oh, okay. I love speed ties. You gotta risk it.
Oh, God.
All right.
Spoilers?
Spoilers? Well, actually, no, the battle's already gone up.
Spoilers?
Yeah, watch our battle spoilers.
Demon took the victory because of the forfeit. So I guess technically we had to move him up.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, we told Demon to win, and regardless, he still won. So, I mean...
He did.
He moves up, and I don't think that Demon would have played badly. I think that his team just, like, overall would have matched up well against Ben's team or Max's team regardless. Like, Hydreigon gets walled by Heatran.
Hello. No, it does not.
Hello?
Earth Power.
Air Balloon!
Nick.
That's a fairly common set, and then there's Forge just chilling right there. I guess Flash Cannon.
Oh, Iron Tail.
Okay. Eating it, yummy, delicious.
No,
nutritious.
stop this.
Okay, fine. Mawile with the Fire Berry. What,
Okay.
Tanga Berry?
Can still catch an Earth Power.
Eating it.
Fireberry's Okaberry.
Aquaberry? Okay,
Mhm.
I got you. I know it's the Bugberry. Okay, either way. Alright. But yeah, no, I think that Demon had a pretty good matchup against Max, and I still think that he probably would end up having a chance to win, even, like, right around a 3-0 as well. Like, it wouldn't have been, like, a 5-0 or anything. It probably would have been a close match. But yeah, that's Demon at number 10. Not too much we can say about that. But moving on to number 9, we have Chris for the second time in a row. So Chris this week actually did battle, and he battled... who did Chris battle? Jakib. And he actually beat Jakib, which is like a pretty good feat in its own self, that Jakib had been running through a lot of people with Mega Pidgeot, and Chris prepared.
Yeah, it was, I guess you could call it a minor upset.
In a sense, I mean, to be completely honest, I consider Chris a better battler than Jakib. Even though Chris hasn't performed as well in this league, I still consider him a better battler.
I mean, he has a very good answer to Mega Pidgeot, and that is his own Mega.
Yeah, Mega Aerodactyl, fucking savage. And then he also has Electros chilling right there.
Yeah, Electros is a very good answer to Mega Pidgeot.
Because it can Heat Wave you, but you're probably Assault Vest and you're eating it anyway, so...
Yeah. But yeah, Chris's team outmatches and outclasses Jakib. Well, that's not saying much, because no offense, Jakib, in my opinion, still has the worst draft.
Yeah, his draft is kind of, I wouldn't say atrocious, but it has major lacks in its makeup. Like Chansey and Miltank, that we always say, like, ew.
And Doublade and Spiritomb. And Medicham and Girder.
And Caracosta.
Just chilling.
Like,
And a Vileplume for some reason.
Grass type.
I guess. But yeah, Jakib's been performing well, and Chris is making a slight comeback here. We did tell him a few weeks ago, once you get your first win, you'll your confidence will grow, and that's what's happened. I think this was his second or third win in a row now.
I want to say it's his third.
It's like a mini streak he's got going, and I hope Chris keeps it up.
Well, basically, Chris can only go up from here. Chris is one of the battlers that more than likely, I dislike battling just because his battle style is very counteractive to my own. And I think that he's a really good battler. It's just he has to get his second wind, I guess, and kind of pick it up for these last couple of weeks, because losing early kind of hurts you because you haven't kind of developed your record. But you still have a lot of time. We're only going into week 7 this next week, which you will face. Who you face? You face Hakim, who still hasn't had his Mega's bracelet, and you can take advantage of that because he won't have Mega Diancie to go against your Hoopa Unbound.
That is true.
So we will see how that battle ends up going. But yeah, that's basically all we can say about Chris. Just keep it up, basically.
Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Yeah, you deserve to keep moving up if you keep winning, to be completely honest. Your skill level matches, like, you went toe for toe with Slayer when he was still here, which was, like, uncontestedly the person who everybody thought was going to win this league. And...
Oh, well. That's not true.
Yeah.
I didn't think he'd win.
You didn't think he'd win the league before you joined? No?
I thought, I predicted Daniel would win.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Alright, well, moving on from number 9, we move up to number 8, which is young Trent, the head coach of the Mistralton Mandibuzz. And this week, Trent actually faced Hakim, as we had said before, and he gave him the young 5-0 with the age draft. But he brought a more offensive age draft this week.
Trent's very frustrating in that he'll have impressive performances like this, but then another round he'll just get blown back. It's like he's not consistent, and it pisses me off.
You don't ever know what to expect from Trent. Trent just kind of...
He either does amazingly well or terribly.
Yeah.
There's no like in between. There's no weeks where he's like playing well but loses, or plays meh and wins. Like, it's always he plays amazingly or he plays terribly.
He is the battling roller coaster.
I hope it's the latter when I battle.
You don't want to face the good age draft?
I'm fine with his draft except Skarmory.
So HP fire everything?
Basically, yeah. Because if he didn't have the Skarmory, Pinsir goes in.
Yeah?
But anyway, I'll deal with that bridge when I cross it. Yeah, Trent, it's like he's middle of the list. He's been middle of the list for a long time, and it's because of that. He's very up and down. Like, once he starts being consistent, he will consistently move up, I guess. Yeah.
Well, as soon as he... I feel in some of the more important matchups, he choked. Ones where he, like, had defining moments, like you said, he just faltered and wasn't able to, like, kind of impress. Because, like, he started off first week at number 5, and realistically with his draft, he should be right around that, anywhere from 5 to 7. But he's down at 8 just because, like, he's faltered a bit. But he did actually win this week 5-0. So we kind of move him, like, to that position just so that, basically he is, like, earning the placement that he's deserved, I guess.
Yeah. He needs to, basically for Trent to move up, he needs to put in these impressive victories against higher ranked people. The people that he's quote-unquote bodied have always been lower ranked than him.
And for Trent, he's actually one space lower than he was last week, and that is not due to how he did this week, but more so how other people above him did this week. And yeah, so we'll move on to the person just above him, and that's actually Jakeeb, who did lose to Chris this week, but with his past victories, we couldn't move him down more than one space. We couldn't move him below Trent because of the record, obviously, and because of his past performances, where he's actually, like Trent, who's faltered, Jakeeb has actually done quite well in his past endeavors, even though losing this week to Chris.
Yeah, there's not much we can say about Jakeeb, but I don't want to shit on the kid again. I think he gets lucky every single week.
Hello. Well, just people don't properly prep for Mega Pidgeot, and when somebody actually does, you see what ends up happening. It's still a 2-0, but realistically, when somebody properly preps for the problems on your team and you don't expect them to, like you just expect them to be kind of an easy breeze because they've not had a great winning record previously in the past, that's what you get bodied.
Yeah. Not much we can say about Jakeem. He's been consistent. Yes, he faltered a bit this week, but it wasn't a terrible loss. He didn't get destroyed.
Yeah, it's only a 2-0, which can happen to anybody, especially with a hacks here or there.
Yeah, but that's all we have to say for Jakeem. He needs to keep up what he's been doing and put in strong. Like similar to Trent, he needs to put in good performances against people that are higher ranked than him.
Yeah.
Everyone that he's faced so far has been lower ranked than him, I believe. Other than Wyatt.
So, yeah, except for Wyatt. And with Wyatt, it was
he
bonanza yeah, he did beat Wyatt. But, in its own right, there was controversy on that own battle. But it wasn't to Jakeem's falter there. So we have to give him credit for taking what he gets, basically. Just like a forfeit.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, moving on to number 6, we have N7 Ryujin, who is a big dropper this week, dropping out of the top 5. And basically, he lost to Daniel, who is somebody ranked at number 16. So
yeah, you can't get away with losing to number 16 and stay in your position, nigga.
Yeah.
Regardless of hacks or whatever.
Yeah, well, I mean, he got critted with Poison Jab against Slurpuff, and basically ended up being real tough match for him because there wasn't much he could do against a shell smash up counter to his entire team.
Yeah. Plus, once the Slurpuff was gone, then you could because I believe the Slurpuff and the Wigglytuff went down very well. The Wigglytuff went down like turn 2 because Daniel led with the Ambipom and Fake Out Last Resort the shit out of it.
Mm-hmm. That's my boy.
Once the Slurpuff went down, he brought in his Scarfed Mance and just outraged for days. And there was nothing Lee could do to stop it.
Boy.
So yeah, Lee's choking recently. Started out strong, and I don't know what's happened. I don't know if he's.
I disagree with him choking. I would say that Lee has got unfortunate kind of matchups, to be completely honest. Against me, he had the matchup problem where he had setup mons, and he basically caught the unluckiness of getting Shadow Ball critted and special defense drop. A lot of his losses, he had kind of unfortunate situations. Like, I think the only one that like against Kendra, I don't think it really ended up mattering. Like, it might have made the differential closer, but I still think that Kendra would have ended up winning that as well. Against me, he would have had a much closer, like, it wouldn't have been nearly as far gone. Like, I think I still probably would have ended up winning the matchup just based on like how it played out in my head, but it still would have been a lot closer if his Calm Mind Coffer Grease didn't go down basically turn 3.
Yeah.
Because I think that, just Lee has gotten unfortunate matchups in my personal opinion, and unfortunate hacks in the matchups, and you have to end up moving down because of those, unfortunately, just because you are losing. Despite getting, critted or anything like that, you still have to fight back, and you have to win battles that you're supposed to win. Because losing to Daniel, even after getting critted or anything like that, is still not something that will keep you inside the top 5.
Nope. Lee has to do good, man. He's got that amazing Enforcer draft, and he fucked up. He let me down, man.
Alright, Lee, head coach of the Cherry Ghost Charizards. We look forward to your battles in the future and hope that you do well. We're going to move on to the top 5. We'll start out at number 5, which is going to be Young Ben Yugopotamia, the head coach of the Ottawa Oshawotts.
Ottawa.
Yeah, Ottawa. Okay, I'm getting
I
too
don't know
hyped
what
up.
Ace is doing.
But yeah, Ben basically gave Pachi the work, like many other people have given Pachi the work.
That's kind of rude.
Am I wrong?
Yes.
Hello.
I didn't give him the work.
Yes, you did. It's exactly the same differential. It was 5-0.
Ben impressed me because, like we mentioned before, the last time he went up against Trick Room, there was nothing he could do to stop it, but he learned from it and showed progression in his skill and all that stuff, and he got better. And that's what you need to do in a league format.
Yeah,
work on your weaknesses.
The great thing about the way Ben learns and plays is you may catch him off once with something that's kind of sneaky, but once he sees it, he's not going to fall for it again.
Mm-hmm.
And like
that's precisely what happened here.
Yeah, and he just blew Pachi back, especially having a Mega Absol with priority that negates Trick Room and the best sweeper that Pachi had against him in Reuniclus. There really wasn't anything that could end up happening other than what happens here in a young 5-0.
Yeah, Ben's impressing me. He's got that god draft that I personally handed him.
Yeah,
you got a gift from a god.
I have to actually face him next week, and it's gonna be the struggle, to be honest.
You better catch this thunderous work.
Fuck thunderous, man. Fucking defiant ass. Why you do this to me? All right. But yeah, no, Ben definitely did well, and he deserves to be in the top 5 here. He was stagnant at like number 6 for the longest time, and then he moved down, and now he's back up at number 5. Basically because he kind of showed that, you know, he can falter in the past, but he's going to move back up because he's learning and progressing just like you're supposed to in a league format.
Basically.
Yeah. And next we have number 4, which is going to be KLG24601, aka Kendra, the head coach of the Safari Zone Stunfisk, and she's at number 4 because Vsing.
Everyone above her did better.
Yeah, to be honest. She moved down. She did 3-0 grids, but she did move down because the people above her basically showed better matchups, especially I think she's lost to the person who's right above her.
She has.
So we kind of had to go with that and kind of rank her at this position just because her wins are a bit less impressive than some of the wins that the people in the top 3 have. But we don't think she did poorly. She played the matchup against Grids. Surprising that she didn't have a bigger margin because Grids actually played extremely well. But, you know, when you don't kind of style, in a sense, and against matchups that aren't as good against your team as other people's like have matchups, like Vsing went up against Daniel basically with Marty, and 6-0'd him with like
because I could.
Yeah, because he could, and like you had a great matchup against Grizz' team, and you only managed a 3-0. So in a sense, like you did well, but it's not nearly as impressive. So we kind of had to move you down just because we felt there was a little bit more of a higher prestige at the 3-1.
Basically, yeah. Kendra's not doing bad by any means. She's still very impressive. It's just she needs more impressive wins, in my opinion. She needs more dominating wins as well.
Yeah. Like she had the 6-0 against Daniel, and then since then it's been kind of close matchups against most of the middle ranked teams.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to number 3, we have Mega Chewbacca 13, aka Woot, who actually is the only person who has beaten Kendra, I believe, so far. If that's correct,
yes.
I think so.
Yes.
It's the only person. Yeah. And he actually only has 1 loss, and he actually gave young Marty the 5-0, which is, like we said, a more impressive win than Kendra, who managed only a 3-0. But Marty is actually higher ranked than Grids, and he gave him the 5-0.
Which is very impressive against someone that has a draft with such enforcers like Volcarona and Azumarill and things like that, and a Mega Sableye as well. Like, to get a 5-0 on a team like that, that's very impressive.
Yeah, it's basically going on the showdown and 5-0ing the AIDS team.
Yeah, and Wyatt also currently has the 2nd best record in the whole league as well.
Yeah, he does. He's, what, 5-1?
Yes, he is, but his victories are more commanding than Kendra's, which is why he's ranked higher than Kendra.
And, yeah, I mean, Wyatt, I had talked about you I think ever since you lost to Jakeep, I had said that Wyatt deserves to be in the top 5, and like with his draft, I think so. And every week he has proven that he needed to move up. He needed to move up, and he kept moving up. And now you're inside the top 3, my boy.
Hey, you can go back. I don't know if it was the preseason or round 1 per rankings, but I said flat out there and then Wyatt is my dark horse for the entire league.
Yeah,
this entire season, he's my dark horse
that.
pick. Yes.
Yeah.
And he's doing me proud, man.
With his draft and battle style, he deserves to be up here in the top 5. With like realistically, I think that he like. It depends on how he matches up against everybody, but I still think that, top 3 or 4 is great placement for his team.
Yeah, and I honestly, if he continues what he's doing, I do see him moving up.
Yeah, he definitely could move up, depending on, well, basically how he does against 1 and 2.
Basically. You gonna catch this word.
Hello.
Show me your Ambor weapon. That's what I say to everyone.
Mega Aggron?
I've done some calcs. You'd
be surprised.
Yeah,
Your choice spec Scald was popping.
Hello.
But yeah. Because I mean, like, you don't need the physical attack. You just max attack and then just choice specs the Scald. You're good.
Why would I Scald a Mega Aggron when I have Flare Blitz or Flame Thrower or Fire Blast?
Because he's eating it?
No. Like I said, I've ran calcs.
Okay. Alright. Well, yeah, no, Wyatt, definitely, I think you deserve to be at number 3 here. You've done impressively well against your matchups in the past, and yeah, like, you deserve to be at number 3. That's basically all I have to say.
Yes. And it was very close between 2 and 3, so like we mentioned, depending on how you do in the future, we'll see.
Yeah. Alright, so moving on to number 2, we do have young Vsing HP, and now some of you may be asking, a team that has a better record than Vsing is down at number 3, and why is that? Well, if you consider the 2 losses that Vsing has, that's to the previously ranked number 1 overall player, and if you guys can't figure out who number 1 is again, you can figure it out right now. But yeah, and he also lost to Kendra, who is still inside the top 4, and Wyatt's only loss is actually to somebody who's ranked at number 7 right now, and far more impressive wins from Vsing when in his victories. Wyatt has very impressive victories, but Vsing is basically playing with a second-hand draft, and he's going to have to wait until the mid-season to kind of exchange it out a bit. So we have to give Vsing credit in that own right, and I think that Vsing overall has a more impressive battling repertoire in reference to who he's battled and victory versus losses.
Well, that plus circumstances I've had to battle under, I think I've performed well considering.
Yeah.
I'll take the battle between us, for example, this past week. Not in the best place mentally, kind of a thrown together team, and I still managed to come out only at a 2-0 loss.
Yeah, 2-0 loss against me this week actually, and it was.
And because of a dumb play.
Yeah, well, it was me playing safe. Hello, it was I played safe. Okay, like if you guys don't already know, we're just gonna pop it up right here. 1 and 2 is Vsing and I. Again, basically just because I'm undefeated, so I can't not be at number 1. There's no reason for me to not be at number 1 at 6-0. And then Vsing at number 2, basically because of his battle record and his losses are two players inside the top 4. But like we said, I debated with Vsing on 2 and 3 because Wyatt was really close. But the victory versus losses was in Vsing's favor, to be completely honest. So that's why we ranked him there. We were in agreement on that at the end of the day. But if Wyatt keeps winning and Vsing loses basically another match, he can move down and Wyatt will move up.
Basically, yeah.
But yeah.
He's made a dumb play.
Well, if you guys didn't watch the match, you definitely should go watch that on either channel, both channels. Well, actually, you should watch it on both channels because you get to hear both of our mindsets in the battle. To be completely honest, the top 2 players.
This is one of those battles where you need to hear both of our thought processes and why we did certain things.
There was a certain play where I had a Registeel out against
I had a Registeel.
I had a Durant out against a Registeel, and Vsing. Well, the play there was he's gonna rocks, so I should swap into Blastoise to get off a Rapid Spin. I actually didn't have Rapid Spin, so I was less so considering it, but he didn't know that. So then I was like, okay, let me not go into Blastoise here because Registeel actually gets also Thunder Wave and Toxic, and I don't want either of those on my Blastoise because I was using it as a kind of overall defensive wall for physical and special. So I kind of wanted it to be preserved a bit more and not take too much damage from a Toxic. So I decided to stay in and just fire off another X-Scissor, and Vsing made the swap into Shaman, who is one of his end game mons that he needed to end up winning the matchup. And that basically that put him in such a hard situation where me winning the speed tie in the epic Latios basically like sealed me the win because Raikou and Excadrill ended the game right there.
Yeah, Ace made the dumb play.
I didn't make a dumb play. I made a safe play just because, like I always say when I talk about Slayer, is I like the mentality that you allow your opponent to make the mistake because I had no reason to want to risk taking Toxic on my Blastoise when I can just really go for an X-Scissor and catch Vsing trying to overpredict and make a very aggressive play because I figured Vsing actually would make that swap, predicting my Blastoise and swapping into Shaman. So I was like, you know, worst comes to worst, I get 20% off against the Registeel. He gets up rocks or a T-Wave on me, and Excadrill still can do its job because it's like Durant's T-Waves, and it's not really too much of a problem for me. And or you can swap into the Shaman, which is best case situation, which ended up happening, and it dies.
Yeah, Ace made a great play. I didn't make a bad play. I just over-predicted, and Ace predicted my prediction. That was basically it.
Well, like I've played Vsing so many times that I kind of just expected the offensive maneuver because that's how Vsing plays. And I think I played more counter Vsing than Vsing played counter me.
Yeah, there's a lot of mind games.
Yeah, it was probably about a 6-turn mind game, like right there.
Yeah,
like just thinking about it. But yeah,
even turn 1 was all mind games.
What are we gonna lead with 3 weeks in advance? Like while I was battling Zach, I was thinking about my lead against Vsing.
Exactly. But yeah, Ace and I had a good battle. It was a lot of fun. It wasn't the longest of battles, but it was still it was like a very quick chess match.
Yeah, if you guys watch it's basically Vsing surrendered his queen like turn 3.
Oh, that's kind of rude.
That's what ended up happening. Like if you had done that, you basically checkmated me, like turn 4. But it ended up going badly for you because I had my rook in place. So you know it happens.
Okay, cool.
Got him. But yeah, that's gonna be the power ranking, guys. If you guys agree, disagree, if you think that some placements, there are definitely a lot of close placements throughout the league, especially as it goes on here, and we have a lot of close matchups and people losing to certain people, like Lee losing to Daniel or Kendra losing to Wyatt last week. We have a lot of people close in there, close knit. So we definitely have to see how things factor out in the end. But we think that this was our most fair, unbiased way to rank everybody. So yeah, let's move on to our final little bit here where we're going to go over the matches for round 7. So the first matchup we have is going to be Trent, the head coach of Mistralton Mandibuzzes, versus N7 Ryujin, aka Lee, the head coach of the Cherry Grove Charizards. And then we're going to have me versus Yugopotamia, or the Alabaster Arcanines versus the Ottawa Oshawotts? Yeah.
Ottawa Oshawotts.
Ottawa Oshawotts. Then we have young Hakim versus Righteous Raikou. That's the... Oh, God.
Pasadena Palpitoads.
Pasadena Palpitoads versus the Sayville Sableyes. Then we have Max, the head coach of the Wellington Wormadams, versus KLG 24601, aka Kendra, the head coach of the Safari Zone Sunfist. That is a mouthful and a half. And then we have Mega Sonic Heroes PvP versus Vsing, actually. So it's going to be the newly 14 versus number 2. And let's see if Daniel can pull off some magic here. Once more, get a crit with the...
I'm calling it. He's going to blow me back.
He's going to blow you back.
Just watch.
That's going to be the Laverton Leafeons versus the Cannelated Carnivines. And then it's going to be Pachi YT, the head coach of the Las Vegas Victinis, versus Mega Chewbacca 13, aka Woot, the head coach of the Azalea Aggrons. And that one's going to be... Good luck, Zach. Good luck. Then we have Jakib versus Demon, which is going to be the Baltimore Bergmites versus the NRW Nido Kings. And then final matchup, we have your boy Grids against Lone Wolf Marty. That's going to be the Petalburg Pikachus versus the Warnsveld Weezings. So
lots
overall,
of good matchups there.
Yeah, lots of good matchups for round 7. We're definitely excited to see that. And I'm worried about the God draft in Young Ben. So, But yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. And make sure to check out all the links down below. We have everybody's links, so there's no reason you guys should check out everybody's channel, because everybody in this league definitely has, like Daniel moved up from 16. Anybody can move up. Anybody can move down, so you definitely should check out everybody and follow along and see how everybody is doing. But yeah, that's going to be it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to hit that like button and check out everybody's channels, like I said. But we are out of here. Bye-bye.
Arrivederci.